kill Aquaman and destroy everything he holds dear. I'm gonna murder his family and burn his kingdom to ash.
He must be stopped, or a global meltdown is imminent.
I think I know someone who might be able to help us. Ooh, you look rough. Good job, little brother. High five.
Do not call me brother. I cannot believe you let this happen.
Yeah, well, I hate this job.
True king builds bridges, right?
True king builds bridges.
We need to find Manta.
He's different now. He's stronger than before.
Hello, this is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man. And today, opening week of the new Jason Momoa movie, Aquaman. I went ahead and saw it, Aquaman Part 2, The Lost Kingdom. And, well, remember our rating scale. Shock a thumbs up. It's good to see. I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down. It's junk. I don't recommend it. And, well, for Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, it is, overall, a shock a thumbs up. Now, you know, to go ahead and caveat that a little bit, it is certainly not as good as the first one. You know, the first one was very unique and novel, you know, combining both a little bit of horror, humor, and action. And James Wan, who directs this film and had a bit in the story planning for this movie, kind of sort of fails to live up to the first one. You know, Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, Nicole Kidman, they all return, even Dolph Lundgren, and the guy playing Orn, Ocean Master, as you've seen from the trailers, returns. Basically, Aquaman and his brother Ocean Master must team up against Black Manta, who's discovered this ancient evil artifact of what turns out to be the lost Atlantean Kingdom, the seventh kingdom, that went against the rest of Atlantis and tried to take over, you know, the entire kingdom or the world, or destroy the world. And Black Manta finds this artifact, the Black Trident, which basically gives him all the powers of the Atlantean people. So he is as strong as Aquaman, perhaps even stronger, due to the dark, evil magic of this artifact. And, you know, and it takes the combined efforts of his brother, Ocean Master Orm, and Aquaman, Jason Momoa's character, to go ahead and defeat him. Black Manta, and eventually the spoilers, the actual villain, the king, you know, who had been trapped by magic, trying to escape his imprisonment since he was defeated centuries ago by the actual Atlanteans and the former king, Jason Momoa's father or grandfather. Basically, it is that king, that evil king, that possesses Black Manta to use the, you know, through the Dark Trident to get Black Manta to release him. This, you know, overall, this is an okay movie. Definitely not as good as the very first movie. Problems with it is that it stems everywhere from Jurassic Park and the Lost World kind of a scenario, all the way into Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings territory. The Lost Kingdom is basically turns out to be Mordor from the Lord of the Rings, and the evil king Sauroman. But instead of one ring to rule them all, it's this Black Trident, basically, that, you know, houses the evil. You know, that gives Black Manta this increased power, enough to almost wipe out Aquaman, his brother, and the entire kingdom of Atlantis single-handedly, it would seem. Yet, in the end, fortunately, by luck and by the power of just goodness, apparently, Jason Momoa is able to succeed through the power of love and stop the evil king from destroying the world. And that's essentially it for the story. Again, overall, a shock, a thumbs up. You know, if you really loved the first Aquaman, you'll find some enjoyment out of this movie, Part 2, The Lost Kingdom, Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. But again, it's not as good as the first one. But again, you know, I think they just had lightning in the bottle with that first one. It was something unusual, something untapped, unrecognizable from, you know, any of the other DC movies. And again, like, you know, like Black Adam, like Shazam 2, you know, Wonder Woman 2, it fails to put any definitive nail in the coffin for this iteration of the DC universe, which is kind of what was needed. Something tagged on, at least at the very end, an end credit scene that shows, you know, Jason Momoa no longer Aquaman, which he's apparently still Aquaman at the end of this movie. Perhaps, you know, there was some thought that he would die, that he would pass it on, you know, the kingdom ruling to his brother, maybe, that he would be the new Aquaman for the new James Gunn iteration of the DC universe, since every other Justice Leaguer's no longer going to be played by the same actor, Jason Momoa. In addition to that, will no longer be Aquaman after this movie. So the question still remains, where does this stand when that new Superman movie comes out next year in 2025 or 2026 with James Gunn? You know, there's nothing that has, you know, or with the Flash, that could have been, you know, definitively struck on this movie to say that, yes, this is the end of, you know, the DC EU or whatever they had called it. And now we will start something new. You know, it's not fair to put that those problems on this movie. Again, it is a weaker movie just because of it is a mishmash of everything from Lord of the Rings to Jurassic World, where they go to an island with giant insects and man-eating plants and all this other stuff that have mutated at this Lost Kingdom because of the power source that the old, Necros, Kingdom of Necros is what it's called, had used. Basically, again, very Sauroman-ish, very, mutating everyone in the kingdom into orcs and their army, goblins, etc., creatures, Balrogs, cave trolls, you name it. That's what it felt like in this movie. In addition to, Gimli, the guy who plays Gimli, voicing, again, one of the crustacean kings on the good side of the Atlantean forces. Just really made it feel a little too Middle-earth-ish. for this, and especially the design of the kingdom itself, of the Lost Kingdom, the design of, you know, the King of Necros itself looked just like Sauroman. All he had was different, was not the ring, but this Black Trident. But it was essentially, you know, the one Black Trident to rule them all, apparently the kingdoms of Atlantis, and destroy the world. Those are the problems that I have with the movie. Again, it's not fair to put the end of this DC universe, the Snyderverse, you know, onto this movie, but you can't help but go into this, you know, having come from The Flash and expecting some kind of world ending, or at least book closing finale from the last iteration of the Snyderverse that we will ever see, apparently. All right. But again, overall, Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, overall a shock, a thumbs up. Just again, not as good as the first one, and some serious plot problems, but there's still enough to enjoy. I'd recommend maybe a matinee, but definitely check it out streaming if you don't want to spend the movie at the movie theater to see it. All right. Aloha and mahalo.